name's Dawn Chidavera, and I'm going to talk to you about embroidery today. I imagine everyone in the room has owned something embroidered, whether it's a shirt, a canvas bag, or maybe your grandma even got into your underwear. Embroidery is defined as being any decoration added to textile with needle and thread. The history of embroidery and basic instructions will help you decide if it's a hobby that you might enjoy. I'll discuss the history, materials, and give some basic instructions for you to check it out. According to World Textiles, the origin of embroidery is unknown. The earliest example that we have is a piece of Chinese embroidery that was done in silk that dates around the 3rd century BC. It began as a way to patch or mend clothing or even reinforce some upholsteries. But the decorative possibilities sort of outweighed the practical possibilities, and embroidery was born. The church was pretty much the most important customer for embroidery. Back in the day, everything from the church was embroidered. Priest vestments, wall hangings, and even Bibles. Sewing and embroidery basically became one of the most used skills of women back in the 1600s especially. They were expected to mend and darn clothing as well as enhance their own, add any embellishments they wanted by embroidering. A lot of times ribbons and extra bells and whistles couldn't be afforded, so they needed to do it themselves. Depending on the person doing the embroidery or what it was going to be used for determined what kind of materials you used, whether or not you were going to get silk thread or linen, and those were used more for doing wall hangings or artwork or even maybe a ball gown, while your cotton and wool would be used for everyday dresses or upholstery. Embroidery can be done on many surfaces in many different ways. Hoops can be used to stretch the fabric and keep it taut. This also keeps the stitches even. And also pattern books came out around the 1600s, and this helped people decide what they wanted to embroider if they weren't so creative. Currently there are many different ways to embroider fabric. The easiest way to begin hand embroidery is to purchase a kit. These can be purchased at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, any craft store. Sort of look like this. Might not say for dummies, but they are very explicit with the instructions, and it's very easy to pick up. Most kits include a pattern, and they will also include thread. Some of them don't, but you will need to purchase your own needle as well as your own hoop. First, you go and you stretch your fabric. You're going to pull it through the rings of the hoop. Your fabric will lay over the first ring, the second ring will go around, and you pull it tight and then tighten this bolt. Once your fabric is taut, you're going to be able to hear it. It's going to sound like a drum, and you'll notice it's not moving much when you put your fingers on it. Then you'll thread your needle, and you'll look at your pattern and decide if you want to follow the instructions, like I'm doing here, or if you wanted to be more creative and buy some different colors and do it your own way. I'm following the pattern on this particular piece, and you use your thread. You're going to thread your needle. You can make your stitches very close to one another. And you're going to go down, and then you'll come back up the other way. You can create your own patterns, but these kits are great because it's already printed on here for you. You can also purchase patterns that are going to transfer onto any fabric you'd like, and it becomes a paint by number situation. You pick the colors, and then you just fill in the blanks. I hope these basics of embroidery help you decide if it's something that you'd like to give a try. Embroidery's been done for ages, and it's still being done presently, and I can only assume it will be done in the future. I hope this history and basic instruction will encourage you to give embroidery a try. Remember, Grandma can't embroider something that you've already done yourself. Thanks for stitching with me tonight. Have a great one.